This Tuesday Zoom call, we talk about Super Bowl, Super Love, because Valentine's Day is on Saturday. So let's talk about love. So, love, especially with Valentine's Day coming, love usually reminds you romance, excitement, chemistry. So, tonight we're trying to switch a little bit, and I would like to invite you to think more, slow you down. The love can be more quieter, more honest, and have more space. Tonight or from now on, can we think about we don't fall in love this time? Because fall in love is really like without any reason, it just fall in love. Can we try to practice love? Can love be spiritual? And can we don't just follow our instinct this time? And maybe we can be more mindful. This is the one of the subject tonight. I don't have the answer what love is. That's why I would like to discuss with you tonight what love really means for you. All right, tonight we're gonna split to three subjects that I think is representing what love for me. It can be spiritual for you or inspiring for you. The first thing is why love hurts. Does love have to be painful? Second thing is, what about self-love and being authentic? How can we do that? Last one is, can love be like a spiritual practice? So these are three areas we're going to discuss tonight. So why love hurts? What's the reason why love hurts? Because love supposed to be amazing, full of space, very spacious. The reason for me is because attachment is tight. So if love is open, attachment is tight. Love hurts not because love is wrong, it's because attachment is mixed in. All right. So let's say if love is allows, attachment grabs. If love is trust, attachment is fear to lose. So immediately I remember a book called The Unfeathered Soul from Michael Singer. So they always in the chapter say, love opens, don't close. I have a quote here. They say, staying open. If you remain open enough, waves of uplifting energy will fill your heart. Don't ever close. I love this idea. So when you don't have attachment, don't have too much expectation, you let yourself, your love flows and your heart is open. So when is the time that you think you feel your heart is closed? Is when you don't have received love as you expected, right? You think that you are being abandoned, then your heart closed. And more closed, then love hurts. If the heart is open, love exists. Usually when people say I love you, really means is don't leave me, don't change, or make me feel safe. So the idea of this is the tightness of the love, right? The love brings you tightness. That's why love hurts. The tightness is where pain comes from. Some example in daily life, I said here, one is waiting for message and feel anxious. We do try that. I tried that too. So if you love someone and you don't have attachment, you don't have expectation that much, you shouldn't be so nervous about how he reacts, how he responds. Second example is feeling rejected when someone needs space. Yeah. Yeah. Last one is overgiving and feel resentful. I have done every single of this. That's why I raised up the example. Waiting for messages, especially girl, I guess. And feeling rejected when someone needs space or not even needs space. Sometimes it's like I was just talking to my agency and then he was saying something that I feel that a little bit mean. And I suddenly switch. I say, change. He's not doing that on purpose. It's just the way that how he say things. Don't make it personal. The last thing is overgiving and feel resentful. I think of one example, right? When Matilda, my daughter, was around two, so every day was so busy. Then one day it's a miracle. There was a miracle that I have time. So instead of resting or do something for myself, I went to my partner and then I said, "Is there anything I can help you?" And then he looked at me like, "Why are you asking me things like that?" He said, "No, if I need you, I will tell you." And suddenly that time I'm like, oh my God, that's the difference between a woman and a man. So as a woman, we're so overgiving and we always expect that we take care of people around you. And we go and ask you, how was your day? Do you need me to do anything for you? This and that, right? Give me some attention or I will give you a lot of attention. No, man's very simple. If you don't come to me, you're fine. If you need me, you come and tell me. So when I have time, I will not come and ask you. I will just do my stuff because I assume that if you need me, you will tell me. That's the difference. So stop overgiving. People don't expect you to do that, and you shouldn't do that too. Because when you ask other people, your energy shared, then you will have no me time. So stop it. My student asked me to, so I was talking to him about why love hurts. And he said, because it's something like, so it's unexpected. Let's say the people that you love and they have cancer and you're seeing him or her die. That reminds me of a book, A Conversation with God. And inside it's saying that the writer say why the world is so unfair, why people get sick, why the kids they have cancer, they did nothing wrong. And the God, if you believe that's God, the God say, because that's what they want to experience. It sounds really harsh. My mom doesn't want to have cancer. What are you talking about? Maybe in somehow they need to experience things like that. Maybe that's how the lesson they learn from this and they can overcome it. Or maybe they just don't want subconsciously or they are ready to don't live longer and change to another life. And also for me, I think in that kind of situation, if more you feel hurt, it's a message that more how good she was to you or her or him. So how that person means so much to you because you guys had such a good memories. That person was really good to you, gave you a lot of love, and that feelings fill you up. That's why it's so difficult to let go, and that's why it hurts. But remind yourself, it's so hurt because that was so beautiful. And nothing is forever. Everything is conditional. If you have enough condition, things exist like me. If we're just taking out oxygen, one thing, dead. So try not to be too attached. If we can let go of attachment, love doesn't hurt. And how can we do it? If you ask me, it's meditation, practice Buddhism. But you may have your way. You may have your way. Leave me a message. Tell me why love hurts and how you think we can don't let love hurt you. I would love to hear your opinion. The second one I want to talk about tonight is self-love and being authentic. This is such a big subject for me, especially. Self-love is not self-improvement. It is self-meeting. All right. I think woman is more trying to change themselves. Men, for some reason, they're not as sensitive or they're not willing to change as much as women in my personal life. Maybe it's not right, but most of the women I met, they're more willing to change, and they usually change because they want to be loved a little bit more. So they have more that kind of mindset. I'm not saying that is not right. Self-improvement sometimes is good, but you have to be authentic. But when you're growing up a lot, like you're starting to don't care that much. And then now the truth self, the authentic you, starting to come out and come out. And more you being yourself, more happy and peaceful you will be. Some example like not abandoning yourself to be liked, not shrinking to keep peace, not performing love to earn love. Typical, like some people would think if I'm not good enough, if I'm not strong enough, if I'm not useful enough, I won't be loved. I need to be this A, B, and C, then I will be happy or I will be loved. But the true love begins when we stop leaving ourselves. So if you want to be loved, you have to be first love yourself. How can you love yourself? Because you cannot give something that you don't have. If you don't have money, you can't give money to someone else. If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else? Oh, it's rhymes. All right. More examples. Say yes when body says no. We did that. I'm sure everybody almost did that. Sometimes you don't want to do something, your body say no, but okay, let's say yes. Needing constant reassurance. So you do something nice to someone else, and for some reason you just want them to appreciate you constantly, like, oh, you're so good, oh, this and that, or am I good enough for you? Do you love me today? Oh, why are you so cold today? You don't love me anymore? Maybe he was just like very busy, or she was just having a period, I don't know. And then suddenly you're like, why you change your attitude today? What's wrong? Feeling guilty for resting. Sometimes it does. If you sit down and you're so free, suddenly you feel like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be that free. This is a lack of self-love too. You're very much in your last dimension, like the old circle, like more hard you do, more you gain. So when you're not giving and you're not producing, you're starting to feel something is wrong. I'm not gonna make it if I'm not constantly moving. And again, with law of attractions, if you believe in, you attract not by hard working, you attract as your mind believe in something, right? Being afraid to show your true feelings. Yes. If you're afraid to show your true feelings, you're not authentic, then you can't love. Then love hurts. And even though the love from someone else exists still because you pretend someone that you're not, or you just don't say the truth, or you sacrifice your own feelings for peace. You don't want to have conflicts, any kind of that situation. It's getting you away from true love because let's imagine if you're always pretending someone you're not truly are. Um, First, what's the point then? Why you need that relationship if we cannot be ourselves? Second thing is the worst case is it's not fair for him or her too. So who are they falling in love with? The you pretend or the truth that never exists? Did you give a chance to that person to fall in love with you? And subconsciously you also think like, oh, this person doesn't really love me because or if I'm all by myself, my true color shows, they will leave. Have you give them the chance to see the truth you? Why you assume that they don't like you as who you are? Did you give yourself a chance or someone else the chance? It reminds me a book that I read before is from Bernie Brown. Is that how you say her name? Bernie Brown, if not, tell me. She has a book pretty life-changing. And courage to be vulnerable, you to be seen and embrace uncertainty. And sometimes when you're not that perfect or when you're not trying so hard, you have the feeling that make people lose, you know. When you're being yourself, sometimes you see people like, I make, I screw up, oh sorry. You don't really care because okay, everybody screw up, but you see some people like, oh my God, I can't be wrong. I cannot be wrong. Then you're starting to like, why you cannot be wrong? And I think being vulnerable sometimes is very lovable too. It's not only for yourself. Of course, you have to be authentic to be your own true self to receive the love that you deserve as a filter too. So if being yourself not attract the people that you want to attract, maybe they're not your people. Don't do it. So being a real true yourself is the best filter to feel out someone that's not supposed to be in your life, right? If they can't love the real you, filter them away, get them out of your life. So the real person that's supposed to be in your life that can come, and you don't waste another person's life too, because they may fall in love with the image that you created, but that won't last. So please be true in the beginning to save your time and save some others' time. Thank you. All right, maybe some two questions you can ask yourself about this. Where am I not fully meeting my true self? And what part of me is still waiting to be accepted? It will be such a shame if living this life and you cannot be completely authentic. That will be the life will be pretty um pretty waste of time in somehow. You can be way more happier. You can't be depressed if you completely being yourself. Most of the depression I think it's come from that you were not being your true self. I love that people say depression is the opposite of expression. So if you express yourself completely, there's no depression. If you're being a true self, and the world will be way more fun if everybody is being real. And being real is not being rude, it's still some guideline, like we talk about five precepts in my first or the last Zoom. There's something you cannot do. You cannot say, "Oh, I'm so real, I'm gonna kill someone." No, of course not. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about who you are. If you like to wear pants, don't wear dress because someone like you to wear dress. Don't pretend to be someone that you're not. Always put yourself first. Okay, the last one, love as a spiritual practice. So choosing kindness without self-abandonment. In a Buddha language, they call metta. That means loving kindness. So be compassionate. Spiritual love is not sacrifice. It's presence with boundary. Spiritual love is like how? It's not the love that we with attachment. So what is the love like when it's not with attachment? Like, all right, I know love hurts, so I'm trying to get rid of the attachment. I'm trying to love myself even more, be my true self. Then how should I know that love is true? Here's some example that would be like, I will feel for you like, may you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace, even though you don't love me. Care without chains, warmth without hooks. So, love is not about fixing some other people, not about changing, not about losing yourself. Love is about honesty, right? For example, like you will speak the truth even though that create conflict. So you guys arguing, you would speak the truth, but speaking the truth is has to be skillful too. That can be another subject. Like how can I be truth, but don't be uh, too rude. I think there was a guy online that he did a really good video. What is the guy with the glasses? Simon something. Anyway, I will find it out. He was just saying that he give two scenarios. Like, how can you say something that you mean the truth, but they're not gonna hurt people, right? It's such a skill too. But anyway, so speak the truth without hurting people, but speak the truth even though that sometimes may create conflict. But always choose yourself. All right, listening without changing someone. So you listen to that person. If they have problem to come to you, you don't say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. If I were you, I would be like this and that," or like, "Hey, I told you so. You don't listen to me, blah blah blah," or um and you don't know, let me show you the way. No, stop all that kind of things. Just listen. And you don't know better than someone else. So stop trying to change people. And walk away when something hurts repeatedly. This is such a how to draw the line when, okay, when love hurts, right? And you say no attachment, so love doesn't feel hurt. But sometimes some people will constantly come and hurt you. If you see that, you should stop it. And because you need to keep you away from those energy and put yourself first. So love is not just being nice all the time. It's being real while staying open, right? So ask yourself, what would love look like if I stay with my true self? So a little bit wrap up. Tonight we talk about love. So why love hurts? Because we have so much attachment and expectation. So if we can try to open your heart and don't let the heart close, which means that realize that love comes and go, nothing lasts forever. When you can see that through, a lot of things that you can let go. Like treat every day like the last day in your life. Then you probably will not have attachment anymore. Second thing is self-love and being authentic. Love doesn't exist with hate. And love doesn't exist when you can't be your own true self. These two things cannot exist together. If you cannot be your real true self, and the people that cannot accept as who you are, love doesn't exist. Then you should find someone that really love you as who you are. I'm not saying that being your true self, everybody will love you. No, maybe not. But please do yourself a favor. Be authentic so the person that will love you who you truly are can really see you the first time. Please. Last thing is, can love be a spiritual practice? For me, yes, we practice loving kindness. So we're wishing all the best for the people that we love and practice that sometimes is maybe no return. But we wish them the best. We wish them the peace. That will bring you happiness too. All right. I hope tonight this discussion can give you a little bit inspiration. And I think it's a good subject, subject that you can discuss. It's a Valentine's Day this Saturday. This is a good discussion that you can ask your partner. Hey, romantic dinner with deep conversations. Like, hey, honey, why you think love hurts? Do you love yourself? Are you being truth completely when you're with me? Do you think we can practice love together spiritually? How you think that's supposed to be? That's all good subject. So if you want, discuss this with your partner and get your relationship to another level, more spiritual. Wishing you have a good week and a perfect Valentine's. If you have a lover with you, that would be nice. If you don't have one, it's okay. Yourself can be your lover too. Good night.